This is Hydro. Hydro aims at tackling the issue of dehydration in dementia patients, one of the leading causes of acute confusional states in people affected by dementia. Since 50% of people who suffer from dementia live alone, it is hard for them to drink enough water. Currently, however, there is no easy and cheap way to detect dehydration levels in people. Hydro is a novel, non-intrusive method of detecting water intake by means of a throat microphone and a machine learning algorithm. Hydro is composed of three parts: a water intake detection system, which predicts how much water one has drank, a website to show the patient and the carer information and water intake progress, and a water delivery system to pour water into a glass. The body-worn system that detects water swallows is composed of a Raspberry Pi for computation, a lavalier microphone taped to the user's neck, although a throat microphone would be better but more expensive, and a battery pack. The Raspberry Pi continuously records and analyzes the audio signal from the microphone to detect swallows. Once a swallow is detected, weather data is gathered from APIs and the information is stored in an offline database that acts as a buffer. If a connection is available, swallow events are uploaded to an online database. This is how the water intake detection system code works. There's a script, record swallows.py, that continuously run on the Raspberry Pi and saves audio files into the unchunked audio files folder. Those files are then split into chunks of 0.2 seconds and moved into the chunked audio files folder. A bunch of those 0.2 seconds audio files are then put into a queue and merged together to form a 2.5 seconds audio file. Machine learning is applied to that audio file, in particular a multi-layer perception is applied to that 2.5 second audio file to detect whether in that audio file there is a water swallow or there is no water swallow. Then a new 0.2 second audio file is added into the queue, and in this way we can create a sampling window that moves continuously, so we are able to continuously detect audio files. If any water swallow was detected, its timestamp is added to an offline database ready to be uploaded into an online database if there is any connection. Before being uploaded, an API is used to get the user's location and then another API is used to get the weather at that location. All this data is packaged into a single post, which is then uploaded to an AWS database, which is controlled using MongoDB. This is a website. Feel free to stop and read what's written on the pages. So if a new user comes in, they have to sign up. So they insert the email, name, password, weight, height, and age. By the way, these numbers are made up, of course. The user can decide to log in by putting their email and password, and they are welcomed by this page. Of course, since we just created this user, there's no data. The user's data is saved into an SQL database, and the passwords are hashed. By the way, if one person tries to sign up again with the same password, then they get an error message and they are redirected to the login page. So if I sign in with my account, I have the option of remembering the credential for future access, so it's faster, and I'm welcomed by the plot of water intake, temperature, pressure, humidity against time. I can box zoom in, move around, revert back to the original state of the graph and save the graph. Also, I can choose which data to be shown. In the water intake analysis page, I am shown a plot of the trend, seasonality, residual, and autocorrelation of the data. Again, I can box zoom in and revert back. And the final page shows me a progress bar that tells me how far I am into my daily water intake and tells me whether or not I should drink more. The water intake is calculated by the website based on my physiological data I gave during the sign-up. This is the water delivery system. It is composed of a power supply, which of course will be much smaller than this, a peristaltic pump, a Raspberry Pi connected to a relay switch to control the water pump, a water reservoir, a small limit switch to detect when the glass is taken out, and finally a glass. The peristaltic pump was chosen because it has the peculiarity of never making the water touch the inner parts of the motor. So this is how the system works. The Raspberry Pi gets the water intake data from the online database, and if the user's water intake so far has been below what they should have drank by this time of the day, the system pours a glass of water. Then the user takes the glass out, drinks it, and puts it back. The Raspberry Pi detects this action, and if the user needs to drink more, it pours another glass.